in July of 2020. Was it July 2020? It's 2021, sorry. Messaged me saying, "Hey, we're in St Andrews. We need a photographer. Can you come and shoot for us?" And I thought, I just said yes.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready for it. And it was the day after. So I was kind of super nervous. It's like, what's going to happen here? How's this going to go, kind of thing? Because it was the first time I'd done it for a paying group. Um, and it went amazingly well. And that kind of gave me the confidence to say, yes, I'm doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast. Robbie here, introducing today's guest, Ryan Caven, who is the owner and operator, the master photographer behind Prestige Golf Photography, and coming soon, Prestige Golf Travel. So, located there in Scotland, we are excited. We've connected with Ryan, and he is going to be joining us on our upcoming trip here very, very soon to go play at the Old Course Reversed Experience. He's going to join us on the Castle Course, which he says is one of the most photographic courses that he's been on. So we're excited. Hopefully we can at least give him one good swing to capture a good shot. Besides that, we'll just tell him to take pictures of rocks and the water and stuff like that. But anyway, Ryan, man, what an inspiration! He's got a lot going on. He's building a business. He's about to go full time with it. So he sells packages for golfers like us that are coming over to play golf in Scotland or Ireland, and he's doing a great job capturing the memories for people. Like he said, the selling point is you keep your phone and your camera in your pocket and your golf bag. Let me do that. You have fun playing golf and enjoying kind of a bucket list opportunity to play in a special place. So he's going to be following us around, but we had a great chat to learn more about what he does and how he does it. So everybody definitely go check out Ryan with Prestige Golf Photography. Well, we can't do these things without the friends of the program. We've got Beadratty, Zero Restriction, Fairway and Green, a lot of the brands there in the Summit Golf Brands family. Jonathan and I got to go experience the Beadratty Shindig down in Jupiter, Florida. A lot of fun, but Dan, Billy Dratty, all the folks with these brands are doing an incredible job. Can't thank them enough for partnering with us, for sending us some swag. Like I'm rocking a sweet hoodie from Zero Restriction. One of my favorite things. So check them out. If you go to any of their websites and you find something that you want, good news is you can use BestBall20 as a coupon or a discount and get 20% off your order. So go check those out. Beadratty, Zero Restriction, and Fairway and Green. Also love Western Birch golf tees. We talk about them all the time. If you are having an event coming up or want some cool giveaway for your brand, check out Western Birch. Had some friends just do that for their golf group, and they look really good. So westernbirch.com, they do some incredible things with golf tees, and they last forever. That's the thing. They're hard to break. And when you do break them, then you've got your logo there on the side of the tee box or in the little bin there where they want you to toss those broken tees. So I always enjoy it when I'm out and I see a best ball tee in there. It's either one I've played there or I know somebody else that is supporting best ball has done it. So very thankful for them. Another great show. I think this is awesome. I think you guys will really appreciate Ryan. Before we jump into that, I want to remind you of our upcoming trip. We call it Good Company because we are gathering good people for good golf, good fellowship. It's going to be good company. We're heading to Pinehurst. That's in June 16th through 19th. It's 3 night stay at the Holly Inn. We are playing incredible golf. We're playing number 3, going through the calendar in my mind, number 3, number 10, number 2, the Cradle that afternoon, and then ending with number 4. Again, food, lodging, all is included. Reach out to us, info@bestball.com. Shoot us a message on our social channel saying, hey, I'm interested, or is there still room because it's filling up quickly. But we are taking a small group, and we're going to have a great time of fellowship and some good golf. So excited about that and hope you guys can join us for it. But don't worry, there will be more opportunities and maybe even working with Ryan, a Good Company Scotland trip. So stay tuned for that for sure. But anyway, let's hear from Ryan Caven with Prestige Golf Photography. Y'all enjoy this one. All right, Ryan Caven, thanks for joining us on the Whole Story podcast, man. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. It's good to be here.
It is good
How
to
are
be
you?
here. Yeah. So you are the founder of Prestige Golf Photography,
Correct.
and we connected through social media, and we're actually going to get to hang out here in about a month. You're going to capture some of our experience on the Castle course when we get to play kind of the package we've been talking about, the old course reverse package that Jonathan and I can't wait to experience. But let's before we talk about Prestige, we always want to know, like, where did you first fall in love with golf? Like, how did you start playing? Did you grow up playing? I mean, maybe from where you're from, that just you were born with a club in hand. I don't know.
I started golf quite late. I started when I was 13. Um, it's kind of boredom. I just wanted to get. My dad was always going to the golf. He was always going out every weekend and a couple nights a week. So I thought, why not be annoying and join him? And I was 13, so I was still quite immature. So it was quite silly, and it was quite new to me. Golf etiquette and being quiet while people are swinging and raking your bunkers, all this fun and games. So I remember nagging my dad, nagging him, and he used to say no all the time because I just used to mess about. And it wasn't until I bought my first set of clubs through Christmas money, and it was a second-hand set of I think it was US Kids Golf, so they were quite short, um, but they were cheap. And I started to swing the bat, and I connected with it. I was quite good from the get go, and yes, it kind of took off from there. Um, Joined my local club, which is a council course. So
Okay.
it wasn't the best condition, but it was close by. I could walk every day. And
Where's hometown for you?
so I'm in Glenrothes, so it's about 25 minutes from St Andrews.
Okay.
So
Is
it's
that
not
where you're born and raised?
born and raised, yeah.
Okay.
So no, it's been it done for me. As I say, it was walking distance. So I used to actually skip school to go and play golf. Um, so I wasn't the most popular with the teachers at school, but yeah, it grew from there. I used
Okay.
to skip class every Friday to go and play 36 holes.
Was that a common occurrence? I would imagine it'd be hard to be in school in Scotland and not have and if you loved golf, to not have the desire to sneak out and go play.
It was good in the winter. It was good in the summer, but not in the winter because obviously our season's very short. I don't know where you're from, but we are kind of 6 to 7 months, if that. I don't play much winter golf. It's too
Okay.
cold. It's too damp. It's too wet. It's not my
Yeah.
cup of tea.
Well, yeah, I'm in South Carolina. Jonathan is in Augusta, Georgia. So we typically are able to play year round. And
Lucky
which we're
those.
kind of spoiled with that, and we've
Yeah.
been trying to get out a little more. So, all right. So you grew up playing, I guess, from the age of 13. Jonathan didn't start until his like mid 20s. So
Uh,
you had at least a 10 to 15 year head start on him. Um, when did the photography piece come in? Like, when did you start saying, you know what, you've learned the etiquette of how to rake a bunker, how to be quiet on the course,
yeah.
and now let's put a camera in hand and learn the etiquette of being there to take pictures, but also, I guess, because you do these experiences to kind of, I don't want to say stay out of the way, but to be in a position to capture cool golf photos, but without interfering with the play.
Yeah. So when I was the later year of 14 years old, I at the weekends I would caddy at Kings Barnes. So I got a little summer job caddying, and maybe I want to say 25% of the time I would get asked, "Can you take a photo of us?"
Hmm.
The group I was caddying for, they would say, "Can you take a photo?" And I thought, you know what, yeah, okay. So at the time it was like I think it was an iPhone 5. It wasn't the best quality camera, but I thought I'm quite good at this. So I decided to buy myself a cheap camera. I never used it much. Kept getting asked to take photos of these rounds, and I used to offer. I used to start offering, "Can I take photos of you guys? Give me your phone and I'll take pictures." And that sort of bumped my tips up, so it was kind of working quite well for me.
Yeah.
And I thought this could be something. So it sat with me for years and years and years and years, and I just never done anything about it until about 2019. I said I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do it, and then that was later 2019. So I says I was going to set the business up for 2020.
Okay. Good timing.
And then COVID hit, and I was like, oh, that's gone. At the time, it was RC Golf Media, but the branding wasn't really set up. It was more set up towards business to business. I wanted to sort of do content creation for social media for golf tours and golf courses. That was the idea, because I thought that could be something I could enjoy. But it kind of spiraled from there. A lot of guys were saying, that's a really good idea. My family were trying to put me off it because they're like, but you're not really a photographer. And I says, but I am. I can take a good photo.
Yeah.
With the camera. My whole family doubted me, except my wife. She was the only one that really stood by it and supported it. Mum and Dad were trying to put me off it. My grandparents trying to put me off it. Just work a job. Just stay on the tools. Do what you're doing. And that's not me. I've got ADHD, so I need to be doing. My mind needs to be somewhere different every day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a traditional job on the tools doesn't really cut it for me. And
so you've created something that you love to do and kind of fits your personality and your interest, right?
Exactly it. So I kind of put that creative passion and then my love for the golf together, and I sort of said, I'm gonna build something great, and it's kind of taken off from there. So
yeah, so you right now, Prestige Golf Photography, you sell yourself really to could go around with golfers while they're enjoying. A lot of people like us were bucket list trips,
Yep.
maybe once in a lifetime things, and I imagine you do it for a lot of foreign folks that are coming over to experience these courses, and
Correct.
and you kind of just follow them around and capture their round and highlights and stuff. And how did that piece of it start? You say you wanted to start maybe doing some content for the courses, but how did you shift to the actual consumer, the golfer?
So it started off, obviously I was doing a lot of outreach. I had a lot of meetings booked with golf tours, golf courses, but it wasn't really going anywhere. So I thought, it's kind of stuck in the mud. And it wasn't until I got a message on Instagram, from a group in July of 2020. Was it July 2020? It's 2021, sorry. Messaged me saying, hey, we're in St Andrews, we need a photographer, can you come and shoot for us? And I thought, I just said yes. But in my mind I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready for it, and it was the day after. So I was kind of super nervous. It's like, what's going to happen here? How's this going to go, kind of thing? Because it was the first time I'd done it for a paying group. And it went amazingly well, and that kind of gave me the confidence to say, yes, I'm doing it. I'm going to go for it. In 2021, that was the kind of first year that I was like a sort of registered business. It was very quiet. I mean, there was times I thought, what's the point? Give up. This is not going anywhere. But I kind of just kept battling through, and I think I got 5 jobs that year, which obviously I was still working full time as an engineer, so it's like it's quite a lot. It's a lot of work, and I just kind of seen the need for it. The market was there. These guys are coming over to play an enjoyable round. Why would they want to take their phone out and take pictures all the time? You get a lot of guys that say, "Oh, Jock was never off his phone. He was always taking photos. He can't remember the round."
Yeah.
I thought, well, there's a selling point. Keep
Yeah.
your phone in the bag. I'll handle the photos.
Yeah, no, it's a great sales pitch, right? Like enjoy the golf and the course and the surroundings. I'll take the photos, and it seems like just an excellent business idea and a pain point that you're solving, right? Like keep the phone in the pocket. Yeah. So what have been, I guess, some of the challenges? How do you interact with the courses? Like, are they happy to have you out? I know a lot of the courses are public trust, and so they're people can go around. Do you just have free reign to follow the golfers around?
So obviously, as you say, it's kind of most of them are public ground. Apart from a few of your privates, like Muirfield and what's the one close by? The Renaissance Club. They can be quite picky with content online. I am allowed to shoot on these courses, but the client's not allowed to share the images online. You know, you've got to have that permission through the club first before you could share them.
Okay.
Obviously, I was quite courteous in the start. I always used to reach out before I've done the photo shoots and say, "Listen, am I okay to do this?" And we're all quite happy as long as they shared the photos and tagged the club for that kind of social proof. It's been pretty good. Dunbarney have been great with me. They've shared a lot of my work. So obviously I carried there for 2 years as well, so I know the guys quite well.
Sure.
So,
And I've in talking with different photographers and stuff, especially with the digital camera world. It's just repetition and practice, right? Like the more you're out there doing it, the more you're finding ways to find the best light, find the best angles. And I'm sure now when you're out with groups, you're like, ooh, when I get to this spot, if a golfer hits it here, I'm going to have a pretty cool shot.
absolutely, you've nailed it. That's exactly it. I mean, that's why I recommend the courses. I recommend Kingsbarns, Dunbarney, Castle course because they've just the viewpoints are insane. You know, if you're on the castle, you've got the view of the town, the old town. Dunbarney, you've got the Firth of Forth. Kingsbarns, you've got the North Sea. Just epic views. I try not to recommend the old course. A lot of people don't like me saying that, but it's quite flat
Hmm.
and, as you can imagine, quite basic. But the history's there,
The history is there. Yeah.
so that's another selling point is the history, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is quite flat and it is quite hard to photograph because especially come what season's it? See when you come into summer, the gorse bushes start to lose their flowers, so they're a blooming yellow in the spring, which looks stunning. It's amazing contrast.
Yeah.
And then you come into summer and then they're just grey gorse bushes. They look really bare, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to sort of post production with that. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know, it's always, as I say, it's always a challenge. Like you say, with different lights. So it's overcast. It's very difficult. Sunny days can be difficult. So it's just adjusting to that. But as I say, getting these viewpoints, and as you say, if someone hits it at a certain point, then you think I've been there before. It's a stunning opportunity.
Yeah.
I need to leg it. I need to run to make sure that I'm capturing that exact shot. So that's a lot of fun. But a lot of guys have compliments and they always say, "Oh, I forgot you were even here," because I'm always hiding in the bushes or I'm always hiding in the long grass.
So is that what you do? You try to stay out of sight and out of mind?
You won't see much of me.
Okay.
You won't see much of me.
Well,
Unless I ask you for a group shot with the old town in the background
yeah.
on one of the coastal holes.
Yeah. Well, we are, we get to hang out with you at the Castle Course. So it's our first time seeing the Castle Course. I took a family trip, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, and at least walked the town of St. Andrews and saw some of the golf course of the old course, but haven't laid eyes on the Castle Course besides obviously looking at your pictures and some online. But what are we in store for when we get to the Castle Course?
The Castle Course is a bit of a trek. It's quite a walk, especially if you're. I mean, what are you playing off? What's the handicaps?
Well, I know we actually figured out the two guys that we're playing with, and I think they're very good. I'm like an 8.5, I think, and Jonathan's more. I think he's about a 20 right now, but he can play well.
Yes, as I say, it's quite a long course.
Okay.
But as I
So
say,
Jonathan needs to hit a driver. He needs to figure out how to hit a driver then, or at least a long iron.
you need to be able to hit driver.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
If you veer into the thick stuff, you're playing another ball, definitely.
Okay.
Because that stuff can grow quite thick.
Okay. Because we'll be there early April. Yeah,
good time. I mean, that's April is they should have lifted the mats by the end of March. So because they're still playing off mats, I'm sure it's the 1st of April that mats are
okay.
are off the sort of cards.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the views, though, you talked about the views of the Castle Course kind of stand out compared to the old course, at least the history of the old course, but the views of the Castle Course, like what are we seeing? What are we looking at?
So obviously you got the North Sea. You get to I can't remember what holes it is, but you've got your views of St Andrews, which is a stunning view of the old town. You see the castle, the old cathedral. just the old town in general. It's stunning. It's such a good viewpoint. I love being up there. I don't get up to the castle much. A lot of guys obviously request North Berwick, Turnberry,
Sure.
Royal Troon, all the kind of bigger courses. But it's one that's missed.
Yeah.
The castle course. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. No, I am really excited. And that's the first one. So we actually we have a friend that when we found out we were going to do this trip, we had a friend that we found out he was going to be going to Ireland because he joined as an overseas member at Cairn. And so we're going to fly in a few days early and go play Cairn with him before coming over to play. But the castle course, when we get to St. Andrews, the castle course is our first round. Then we'll play the old course reversed, and then we'll play the old course. So I'm excited, not that it's a warm-up round, but yeah, I think the nerves of playing the old course, just again, for history's sake and things like that, probably because we've seen it more often on TV and everything. But I think it'll be good, not a warm-up round, but I think it'll be good to play the castle course first.
I agree. As you say, it probably is a warm-up. You're probably right. A lot of the guys that play the old course, you're on the first tee, and I used to try and make guys nervous by saying, you'll hear your knees clapping together. You'd be that nervous.
Yeah.
Because it's the most nerve-wracking tee shot in golf.
Genuinely. I wouldn't doubt it. And at least for our case, when we play it, we'll be supposed to aim backwards, right? We're aiming at the Swilcan Bridge, trying to go towards the 17th green. So
you know what? I've never seen it in reverse. I've never seen it. I need to head up.
Are you going to be out there during that time?
I should be, yeah.
I imagine you have some bookings lined up. Are you able to keep a pretty full schedule?
Do you know what? From the end of April through May's chock-a-block. May's really busy.
Yeah.
June's very busy. July's very busy. First week August, second week August, really busy.
How far out in advance are you getting booked right now?
I'm getting bookings into 2026.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Kind of nailed it with the social media last year. We hit 32 million on Twitter. We reached.
Excellent.
Last season, so that's pretty much the majority of bookings this year.
Okay.
It's through Twitter.
Do you find one social channel better than the others?
X seems to be the better channel for advertising.
Okay.
Instagram's good for organic reach.
Okay.
I think I hit about 40,000 a month, 40,000 impressions a month, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I'd obviously like to post a lot more.
Yeah, but it's hard. Are you doing everything by yourself?
Yep.
Okay. So it's hard to be on the course, to edit photos, to then do all the social content and run a business because you've got to keep up with the numbers and everything, right? So
tell me about it.
Yeah.
I've made a decision that I'm that busy this year that I'm quitting the full-time job next month.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so that's a big step. But as you say, last year I was that busy that I burnt myself out. I was doing that much. I was working full-time. I had the business kind of running. It was running full-time. So I had to take on a couple of freelance photographers to sort of help me pick up the work because I got that busy. One of my clients, John, he actually put a review on Twitter and that hit about 3.5 million views. So
very nice.
It took off. So I think I was sitting like 40 inquiries in that week. I was like, I can't take all this. I can't take all this on. So I said, I need to create a plan for next year that sort of I need to get out of this job, so I can sort of take on a bit more.
Yeah, is the plan to hire some partners or some not just freelancers but additional staff, I guess, to join the Prestige team?
So yeah, as I said, we've got Hazel and Dave, they're two of my freelancers.
Okay.
Two guys that come out and help me out in the busy periods, but I'm trying to take on a lot more this year. I'd like to be on the course a lot more.
Okay.
Obviously, on the course, shooting is kind of where I want to be.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I enjoy it. Being out in the sun, fresh air, rain, whatever you want to call it.
All right. Scottish weather.
Scottish weather.
Yeah.
Grey and dour most of the time. But no, I love it. That's where I want to be. If I can get someone running social media, perfect. That's what I'm looking for currently. Is someone to take control of that. But I'm having a great struggle with that because there's not that many people that have that golf etiquette, that skill with the camera, the skill with the drone that could go out and capture content.
Sure.
and I'm quite picky, so I would need to do it myself to do it right, if that makes sense.
I got it. I understand exactly what you're
You
talking
know,
about.
I've always been that kind of way. So, but I mean, it's not done me any harm. It's
Sure.
done me quite well. So
Sure. So I did see a post with a van with Prestige Golf Travel. What is that all about?
that's the next phase.
Okay.
Um, Obviously, over the years, I mean, I've carried for a number of years, and I've seen the costs rise significantly. You know, I can't put a percentage on it, but it's gone up quite massively in the last sort of 10 years. Golf travel, which is just sort of make it inaccessible for people. You know, it's becoming unaffordable because it's become that expensive. You know, like the price of these top courses, you've got Trump International, Kings Barnes, they're all kind of nearing £500 plus for a round, which is, I mean, for any normal person, that's extortionate.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm trying to sort of put tours together that keep that 5 star kind of prestige golf experience, the
Hmm.
Scottish, the authentic golf experience, and I'm trying to sort of bring the price tag down. You know, so we're trying to take some of these top courses out by and then put in some of these older, you know, generic classic links courses in that are a lot cheaper. You know, so that still gives guys the experience, the full Scottish experience with sort of half the price tag.
I love it. Yeah, we've talked to so many different people about golf in Scotland and Ireland, and there's so many big name, well known courses that everybody wants to go play.
Yeah.
But when you're traveling, a couple hours from one to the next, you're passing so many good courses
Yeah,
that probably just haven't had the exposure yet, but
exactly.
are just as good, maybe even better in a lot of cases. So, do you have some like hidden gems that are favorites?
Like I was out yesterday. Obviously, I was over at North Berwick yesterday. Obviously, North Berwick's that course that everyone wants to play.
Sure.
It's just becoming such a hype over the last sort of 5 10 years. I just think that's one to keep in. Had a walk around Kilspindie and the Glen, which are two. They're very rough around the edges, but very authentic. You know, the old style links courses. Um, Stunning views. You get the same views as you would on North Berwick, but you've got a third of the price for North Berwick. I mean, North Berwick's. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I'm sure. I think it's 325.
Okay.
But you get Kilspindie and the Glen for around about £100 around, so it's pretty reasonable golf. Western Gales is another one. Prestwick, you believe it or not, Prestwick's one of the ones that isn't that popular
Hmm.
with guys travelling over. Obviously, that held the first Open, so it's quite a biggie in the
Yeah.
history side of things. Um, so I'll be adding that to our tours. Western Gales. Try to think of a few others. Dunbarney is the new one. That's a new style links, but that's amazing. It's such a good course.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance to play that, you need to give it a
Okay.
go definitely. I think at some point I think I'll take over Kings Barnes. People will disagree, but I think it genuinely will.
Okay.
Such a good layout, very friendly layout. It's approachable. It's you could score if you keep it on the fairways.
Okay.
I played that. I played last. Was it last year? 2 years ago. I took my dad for Father's Day to Dunbarney for a round, and I shot 67 scratch.
Nice.
I played. I played boring golf.
That's the way to do it, right?
It was boring though.
Yeah.
You know, it was fairway green, hole in putts, and I got to 18 and I thought, what's going on here? I mean, I play a four now. My handicap's four, but to shoot that on Father's Day, the weather was pristine, the course was immaculate. It was unreal experience. Definitely
Man,
give it a go if you can.
very nice. Yeah, no, I want to come and do a trip where it's just all I'll say no name courses or all the less well known courses,
Yeah.
and just fill up a week or two of doing that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Have you read Tom Coyne's book, a course called Scotland?
I've not.
Yeah,
There's so many books I want to give a go, but I just
yeah,
don't have time to sit down and read.
yeah. I know. Add that to your list of things to do. Right,
What's it called?
a course called Scotland. Tom Coyne. So, Tom, I have read a course called Ireland. I'm in the middle of a course called Scotland now, but at least for a course called Ireland, he basically walked um, the entire country of Ireland playing links golf. I think he took 3 or 4 months doing it, and
Wow.
yeah, so he walked not only playing the rounds, but then walked to the next course to play.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so he logged a lot of miles. But no, he's a great rider. He loves golf over there and anywhere really. But so when we come to St. Andrews, we're staying downtown. What what else? Like, what's the other things like food that we need to check out? Obviously, we're going to kind of walk the town and go to
Yeah.
the cemetery and check out the university and the other parts of the. But what do we need to look for? Like, what would be something that we need to check off the list or at least see while we're there?
Depends what you're really there for.
Okay.
Depends what. I mean, if you're just there for solely golf, then I mean, there's no better place than the R&A and the 18th at St Andrews. It's Welcome Bridge. You've got the cathedral. You've got the old castle. You've got the old harbour. Um, I mean, I think there are things to see, definitely. Whether you're interested or not, it's a different story.
What about food? Like, where do we need to go eat?
I would recommend the seafood restaurant. I mean,
Okay.
that sits on the rocks. You come off 18, you walk straight up a hill, and it's on your left. The
Okay.
seafood restaurant. It's not far from the 18th.
What's it called?
The seafood restaurant.
Oh, easy enough.
Yes, I mean that's quality, and if you get it on a nice night as well, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Um, Little Italy is an Italian. It's quite popular for the Americans. I mean, they love that. I think a lot of their golf tours book them in for that.
Okay.
But they all rave about it. They'll say it's absolutely amazing. So um,
How about a pub? Where a post round beverage? Where do we need to go?
it's got to be the Dunny Vegan.
Okay.
Or see, I'm not a drinker, so I don't really head to the pubs.
Okay.
What hotel are you staying at? Are you staying in the Russex?
We've got a no. We've got an Airbnb
Oh, nice.
on North Street, I believe.
Right.
So I think we're a few minute walk to the old course.
That,
We got to figure out how to get over to the castle course because I think that's a little ways away.
how many guys are playing?
Well, it's just Jonathan and I staying in the Airbnb, and there's two other guys that we actually figured out who we were paired up with. I'm not sure where they're staying, but just Jonathan and I from our Airbnb getting out to the castle course.
I could pick you up.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll coordinate that.
No, I'll pick you guys up. That's fine.
Hey, very nice.
Um,
Prestige travel, man. Putting
there
you
we
to
go.
work. No, that'll be fun. So I was going to ask, how often are you getting to play golf when you're out on the course with a camera in hand? Are you ever out there playing?
Yeah, see that this is the thing. Not really.
Yeah, you're in the golf business and you don't get to play much.
No, it kind of sucks. I plan this year to take some time off to play myself because last year I gave myself no chance to play. Like yesterday, I took the missus out. I had a content day yesterday, so it was to do social media content. I had to drag the wife with me. Um, she loved that. Not.
Yeah.
I took the clubs as well because I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the range, hit some balls because I've not played golf since I played at Kings Barnes in September last year, which is terrible. It's just not good enough. So I thought I'll get a swing last night, and I never even done it. So the clubs are in the car, so
Yeah.
next time I get the opportunity, I will. But the weather's been kind of terrible
Well,
over here, so it's
I hope that changes soon.
me too.
Yeah. So we ask everybody, kind of in our interview process, we ask everybody because we want to know about your golf game a little bit. Like, what's the story of your most memorable golf shot?
Most memorable golf shot. It was I was it was my second year playing. I was at a golf course called Scooney in Leven, which is a council course again. It was a winter golf match, and I can remember hitting a drive. It was a long par four. It takes you sort of down the hill. Your second shot's a blind shot, and I hit. I can remember what clubs I had. I had an old set of John Letters, these things were ancient. Like the grooves were non-existent
Okay.
because my mum and dad refused to buy me clubs because they thought you lose interest. So I thought, no, I'll stick it, I'll stick it, I'll stick it. So I picked up these second-hand clubs, John Letters. They were ancient, as I say. They were like kind of half blade, half cavity back. And I can remember I had a driver, flushed it, and I thought, yes, birdie. So I remember hitting a 7-iron down the hill, blind shot, and it gets down to the green, and there's no ball. But I thought I nailed that, and right enough, it took one pitch hop in the hole for an eagle, and I'll always remember that shot
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. It was surreal, like just having hit a driver flush and then having flushed a 7-iron, 2 perfect shots, 1 bounce in the hole because there was a group in the next tee, and they said it took 1 hop and straight in, and I thought, unbelievable.
Doesn't get any better than that.
No, well, the hole after that, hit a driver out of bounds and then hit my provisional out of bounds. So
That's typically what happens on that hole. Like if you hit the perfect drive, like putting 2 good shots together is the hardest thing for most golfers. So
indeed. It was, especially when I was quite new to golf because it was only my second year playing. But yeah, I used to play like a high fade kind of cut shot. I don't know where that went actually because I'm a drawer now. I draw the ball a lot.
yeah,
Got a big swinger draw, but it's a hard shot to play on links courses because you get one massive bounce and hop, you're gone. The ball's as long because there's that much spin on it.
I'm excited to see just play on a links course. I mean, there are courses here in America that try to pretend, but nothing like I think what we're about to experience. Just the ability to hit good shots and be rewarded because of or bad shots and be rewarded because you might get a favorable bounce, or shots that you hit and it bounces all over the place. And
I can remember you should be okay. I mean, coming in April, you should be all right. Like I can't see them playing that fast. But I mean, if you're here in the summer through a dry spell, wow, unreal.
just hit it and run, huh?
Like, I was hitting 450-yard drives at Scotscraig.
Wow.
Which is an old links course. It's not really a links course. Well, it kind of is. And these balls were bouncing 20 feet in the air, like hitting concrete. And I don't know if you know Scotscraig, but the fairways are just like nothing you've ever seen before.
Okay.
I don't think they've got a flat fairway.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, you're hitting these undulations and they're bouncing 20 feet in the air and shooting on 400-yard drives. Ridiculous. I think I shot about 85 that day.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was fun, but it was quite frustrating.
Yeah.
You're nailing drives, like hitting them sweet, and you're losing balls.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun of it.
That is the fun of it, right? All right, we do this thing called a quick 9, so it's kind of a rapid fire question. So I'll roll through these. Favorite course that you've ever played?
Dunbarney.
Dunbarney. I like it. All right, what course is at the top of your bucket list?
Good question. I think it'd be Pebble Beach.
Okay. Why is that?
I mean, we're obviously used to seeing the guys on TV in the States, and you guys like to tune in and watch the guys play here. So I mean, having grown up and watched Phil Tiger on Pebble Beach, I always used to say I'd love to play there one day. I'd love to do it, and I keep saying to myself, just do it. Just go.
That you talk about some of the courses over there getting very pricey. That one is an expensive round.
Yep. I think it's one I'd pay the money for though.
Really? Okay.
What's that? Is that sitting like $600, $700 around?
I think it's getting closer to 1,000. So, yeah. So save up. Everybody needs to book with Prestige so he can go play Pebble. All right, we've talked a little bit about some lesser known courses, but what's your favorite course that doesn't get mentioned enough?
Montrose.
Where's that?
It's just north of Dundee.
Okay.
Montrose or Arbroath.
Okay.
2 stunning courses. Ladybank as well. I think Ladybank would be up there. I mean, guys do know Ladybank, but it's such a classic course, such a good layout.
Man,
Very difficult. You need to keep it in the fairway.
we need to come back for a longer trip.
You want to do it?
Yeah. All right. Dream foursome.
Good question. That's a question.
This can be dead or alive.
Oh, don't even know how to answer that. Don't even know how to answer that. I'd say Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, myself.
Okay. That's a good group.
The classics, yeah.
That is a good group. All right. Favorite place on the course to take a picture?
Favorite place on the course to take a picture? Got to be. Depends what course.
Okay.
It's got to be a Swilcan Bridge. It's got to be.
Got to be.
There's just some special feeling about preserving a memory for someone that's played the old course, and you
Yeah.
get to take that photo. It's kind of special. I would definitely say the Swilcan.
I like it. All right. What is your favorite golf movie?
It's got to be Happy Gilmore.
Love it. Are you excited about the second one?
Can't wait.
Yeah. I think they just released. It's going to be out late
25th
July.
25th of July, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so good.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
All right. This is Jonathan's favorite question. Favorite snack on the golf course?
It's got to be a sausage roll
Okay.
and an iron brew.
Oh,
You
where
want to try that?
are those available? Pretty much everywhere.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Well, we will definitely be checking those out. All right. Favorite golf course logo?
Favorite golf course logo. Never been asked that question before. I think I'd have to say Dunbarney.
Okay. Describe the logo.
It's like it's a Scottish thistle, in like old English font. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Um, that's a good question. I think I need to go through them and look at them, and there is one as well. I can't remember what it's called though. It's in California. Can't remember.
No, there's so many good ones. All right. Final question. What is next for Prestige Golf Photography?
Prestige Golf Travel
Travel.
is next on the list. Photography is kind of where I want it. We're getting good search traffic on Google. We're getting a good amount of bookings through. Very busy, so that's kind of flowing well. So as I say, I aim to tackle the travel industry and try to reduce the costs, and maximise the experience. That's what's next.
I
Definitely.
love it. And I think many golfers will be very appreciative of that.
Absolutely. That's what it's
Yep.
all about.
So, all right, we want to help promote you as much as possible. Tell listeners or viewers how they can find you, how they can book your services.
Mostly, I mean, I like to stick around social media. I like to stick around Instagram, so it's Prestige Golf Photography on Instagram. Obviously, anyone that views this, I'm happy to give a 20% discount.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Boom.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There we go.
20%. I'm happy to, I appreciate everyone that sort of works with me. Has helped me grow over the years, so I'd like to give back.
yeah,
I aim to do that through the travel, as I say. I want to change the industry and get it back to how it was. It's going to be difficult. It's a big task. But I'm ready for it.
well, we are here to help any way that we can. And I know you mentioned that you like to kind of hide in the bushes and out of the way when you are out there taking photography and stuff of people on the course. And again, when you join us on the Castle course, there will be a moment or two when we will, because we're going to document as much as we can. I know you said keep phones and cameras in your pockets because you want to do it, but there'll be times where we pull out our little DJI camera and have our microphones ready. And we want to talk to you while we're doing it because you are just as much on that round, especially just as much a part of our experience. And we cannot wait. So be ready to be on camera for us while you're holding yours.
Amazing. I'm ready for it. Let's do
man.
it.
Well, we are looking forward to our trip, but everybody needs to go check out Prestige Golf Photography when the travel kicks off. Obviously, that as well, and all the courses that Ryan's talked about. Go check them out, and maybe he can help arrange those and get you from place to place and take pictures of it. Right?
Absolutely. So obviously that's part of the plan this year is to sort of generate as much content as I can and sort of push that out with these courses that are kind of untouched. I'm heading over to the Isle of Arran at the end of April to photograph some of the courses over there. Some stunning courses over there. And as I say, I plan to do that all year round. Heading over to South Uist, which is out in the Hebrides.
Okay.
Some stunning courses over there as well.
So you cover, just I guess one more thing, you cover Scotland and Ireland as well?
Yeah. So yeah, I cover Scotland and Ireland. I've not been over to Ireland yet, but it's something I've started to sort of include this year. But as I say, bookings have been that hectic and busy in St Andrews that I'm never going to get the chance to head over. Hopefully it does happen because I'd like to get over there and shoot some content. So
Yeah.
exciting
Well,
time.
we're excited about what you're doing, man. We'll do what we can to at least our little small part of pushing what you do and encouraging others to check it out. But we're excited about our trip, man, and I appreciate you joining us today on the Whole Story Podcast.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.